I traveled halfway across the country that is now the United States when I was only 16 years old. Hi, I'm a Shoshone Indian born 1784, July 28th, in Selman, Idaho. I was taken captive by Haudenosaunee Indians when I was only 12 years old. I was then on an expedition sold to a French-Canadian fur trader and trapper named Toussaint Charbonneau, who I later married in winter of 1804-1805. The Lewis and Clark expedition wintered at Fort Mandarin. Lewis and Clark were searching for a northwest passage, a water route linking the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. They needed an interpreter of Indian languages in Great Plains and Rocky Mountains regions they would be traveling. Thus they hired Charbonneau, and he brought me along while at Fort Mandarin. I gave birth to my son named Jean Baptiste, and his nickname is Pomp. Pomp is Shoshone for firstborn. I would carry my son with me 8,000 miles over the course of the expedition, all the way to the Pacific and back. Soon everyone on the expedition grew to love my little boy. My husband, who was 46 and the oldest man there, was always causing problems while I was always solving them. Since the expedition had officially hired my husband and not me, I never received pay for my help. When my husband's poor boatmanship in a storm nearly flipped one of Lewis and Clark's boats over, causing many supplies to fall out into the water, it was my fast thinking that saved the items, including scientific instruments, books, and journals. When it came time to barter with the group of Shoshone for horses, not only could I translate, but it turned out that the chief of the tribe was my long lost brother, Camelot. As a result, we received 30 horses on the way back from the Pacific. I led the explorers through the Bozeman Pass in the Rocky Mountains. Perhaps most importantly, me and my baby served as a sign to various Indian groups, especially the Nez Perce. I showed them that we were not here for a war party and hence should not be attacked. Despite the hardship I faced along the way, I never complained. Throughout the journey, at the end of the expedition, I was not paid, since I was not officially hired. However, William Clark felt he owed me something and offered to raise and educate my son Jean. Charbonneau and I decided to turn our son over to Clark. Jean eventually went to Europe and learned 4 different languages before returning to the United States. I died in 1812 of a fever at Fort Manuel in South Dakota. The evidence is not perfect, however, and some historians claim that I actually left my husband and returned to live with the Shoshone. Dying in 1884, no one will ever know. I am Sacajawea.